Hi everyone, and thanks very much for joining me on what is my very first tutorial and demo. So great, quite excited, bit anxious, probably going to amount to a lot of edits in this first one just to get through it, but I'm really pleased to be doing this. It's been a little while coming, and no better instrument to be doing these few minutes of this demo on than this Session Strings Pro 2, which I have to say is absolutely lovely in my opinion. Really enjoying it. It's pretty simple thing to use. There's obviously, you can drill down into more depth and detail. There's actually a lot going on, but you can get off the ground and get some great sounds out of it. So what I want to do, and one of the main reasons behind actually starting this process, is I feel that quite often when some of the videos I've watched are all about just looking around the software and just showing some of the functions, but actually not really putting it to use. So I want to put it to use. I've written a little bit of music. It's not that long. I've got a couple of other instruments that are in the mix as well. I've got a piano and Realvox, a product here that's got a female voice on it, which is nice. And actually a second instance of this Session Strings Pro 2 where I'm pulling out kind of a staccato effect from there. Let's have a look from the mode here, from the rhythm animator. So that's what I've got for you. You can skip to the end if you just want to hear the piece of music. Otherwise, great, I'll crack on. So to get started, in the contact library, and how I've got this going is, there it is, Session Strings Pro 2. I loaded up the instrument, which is the ensemble patch, the traditional version, which gives me access to all of the instruments in one go. And it works across all of the keys here, and you can see they're color coded. So the bass is going to be playing on these notes down here, and then there's an overlap into the cello, viola, and the violins. You can, by clicking on them, I can switch off individual, so I could just have a single cello, or actually if I take them both off, you can see these notes down here have whited out, which now means I'm not going to be playing in that range, so I'm not going to get any cello at all. So this is the mode of key switch, which is the one that I've been using, which just literally is simple, straightforward, playing across all of the notes. And you can change the articulations. If I just scroll up here, you can see they're just fired by a note as you pass over them. So the first one, C1, I think this is C1 here, if I hover over it, yeah, C1. So it's sustain. As I move through the song, and I come over here, I've just clicked it, you can see that's now moved into diminuendo. And then I go back to sustain. And then I've got ascended on the last note at the end. So that's it. Key switches. So you're just switching the articulation as you're moving through the song. So that's it. That's what is going on there. Just to touch very briefly on the other ones, the velocity switch is, if I play a note on the key here. So I think, yeah, in simple terms, anything that is played less velocity than where it is set here mid-range. So if I'm playing something fairly quietly there, I'm getting the sustain. If I hit the note above that velocity, then I'll get the staccato. So that's what that one does. Quite nice. Got quite a lot of flexibility to be able to play on a single track here, to be able to get to be able to change your articulation. So that's quite nice. The other one is the rhythm animator, which I will go into a little bit more detail in a while, because you can see here I've got a second instance where I'm getting a staccato effect, and I'm getting it from this rhythm animator. And then there's a phrase animator where you can click on the phrases and it will play entire phrases, which is very nice. But again, I will leave that for now and for you to try out yourselves. So there it is. That's just some of the basic features. There's certainly more detailed information online about that, but let's just move on now onto the piece of music that I've written. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this section here and just going to play this. So have a listen. Okay, so you can see that I'm just coming just to show you again, the articulation down here is on sustain. So as that plays through, it's starting from here, so I'm getting some of the high notes. I think I'm not quite into the full violins, but I'm on cellos, and I'm starting to build it up by playing multiple string sounds, and as it gets further along, by the time I'm reaching here, I'm getting a really deep, rich sound, and all of this is coming out of this single instance, which I think is amazing. So it's a beautiful sound, but on top of that, and it's a really nice thing to do, is to, you can see my color changes here, which is showing the change of velocity. I just need to move that there. So I'm getting, let's say I'm getting these sounds here around at a lower level. There's my velocity there. That one's starting to build up. And here I've upped the velocity to give me, to lift out these notes. And then it's giving me, so it's giving me the melody. So on top of all of the other notes that's holding the song together, I'm actually building up a melody in the middle of all of this, and again all within this same instance. And you'll see when the song plays all the way through how that, I think it works really nicely with a piano lead as well that sits on top. So you can hear that again. Absolutely lovely. And then I've said already that this then changes the articulation, so we get a slightly different feel. So that's how it works, and that's, you can see this is the whole song and how it really comes to life when the other instruments just sit over it as well. There's not much else here. Oh, actually, I know what I do need to show you, which is the other instance. Okay, so the next thing to show you is the second instance that I've got of session strings, which is a staccato effect. So I'll go to that. What I'll do actually is we'll play you. I've got them both highlighted, so we'll just take it from there, and you'll be able to hear the staccato effect coming from the rhythm animator. Keep an eye on it down here. I'll just play you a few notes. Okay, I've just noticed, actually, I'm just going to try something. I'll zoom up here. I'm going to take these out. Extend that. I think actually if I reduce the triggering down to here, I should get the same effect rather than re-triggering it as I do here. So oh, that didn't work, did it? Ah, that's because I need to be there. Yeah, it's doing exactly the same thing. So, well, I hope that makes sense, that I've extended the timeline a little bit, and if I were to extend it here, you'll see it run through. It will run through this whole sequence, so it's going to drop down lower before it kind of climbs back up again. So, let me take that off. I'm just going to play it by itself. Come back. Yeah, so it's doing that. If I can speed it up here. I hope that's all making sense. We can change these, got these various presets, so it's all fairly self-explanatory. I could, if I kind of put that back there, then I'm kind of back to where I was before. So there it is. Okay, so the last part to show you are the other instruments that I've used to build this piece of music. First one is an instrument called Realvox, which is very nice female voicing. I can show you a little bit here. Actually allows you to control vowels and consonants so that you can get at different words, although I've not been able to easily achieve many words from it, but it's got quite a nice sound to it. The next one is the Grandeur, which is another Native Instruments piano. Have a quick listen. That. What a lovely instrument. So nice. Okay, I think that's it. I will play you now the whole thing through just to say thanks for listening and watching. Hope you found some of that useful, and yeah, maybe back with another one in the next few weeks, possibly again in the real world, so I have something that's going to be, well, I would hope beneficial for you. So thanks again, and hope you enjoy this.